Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Rantin Review here. We're going to be talking about some pro wrestling news today, but of course, as always, before you get into that, give a stun gun to that like button, that subscribe button, and a notification bell so you're notified when I have new videos coming out. I do all kinds of reviews on here, pro wrestling, entertainment, movies, watch-alongs, reaction videos, everything else. So if you definitely want to see some of that stuff, definitely check out the channel and share it anywhere you can on social media. So some big news that came out this weekend, one that was potentially tragic. Matt Hardy was in an accident, a car accident this weekend. However, it's nothing to be too worried about. Matt Hardy did tweet out the picture of the car and did say that probably one of the things that you should not do in this world is rubbernecking, because you might cause another accident, which is what happened to him. It's funny because that is one of my pet peeves. I cannot stand rubbernecking. Like, if there's traffic backed up and then I see down the road, like, oh my God, this must be some terrible accident or some construction. And then you get to the point of where all the rubbernecking is happening and it's just somebody with an accident on the side of the road and everybody's going, huh? And then it's like, come on. And so that's what happened to Hardy. He got rear-ended because he was rubbernecking and looking at some accident, hoping to see something gruesome going on, I'm sure. But that's what, a lot of people do that. But fortunately, he's okay, and he will be, of course, not interrupted at all in the storyline that he's working with Private Party and Impact. Of course, Private Party is going to be challenging for the Impact Tag Team Championships relatively soon against Gallows and Anderson as part of that whole AEW Impact interpromotional warfare thing that's going on right now. So, cool to hear. I agree with Matt Hardy. The biggest note to take away from all of this, don't rubberneck when you see accidents. It's bad. Somebody who's having different kinds of problems is Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin, Big Mike, I used to like Big Mike, man. I don't dislike him. There's so many things swirling around about him that just make you kind of go, and his company reached out to me a long time ago to promote his wrestling promotion, which I never did, because I don't think this channel is ever going to be sponsored. I just don't do it. But, it was the old channel actually. But Elgin was always a great wrestler. He had a lot of great tours in Japan. But apparently the news that came out last week that, he said he quit New Japan and that he wasn't probably going to go back there. And that all this came up because he got let go by Impact Wrestling a while ago. And people have been wondering, what's Michael Elgin going to do? There aren't too many places he can go. I don't think he's going to go to WWE. He might be too old for them. Just knowing how WWE thinks about wrestlers, and him going to AEW, was a possibility. But after the stuff of Impact and now the stuff that he said about New Japan makes all of that doubtful. Part of the story, which has gotten him in a little bit of trouble, is the fact that he said one of the reasons he left New Japan was because Tama Tonga was very unsafe with a chair shot he hit Michael Elgin with some years ago. And the only reason Tama Tonga had that job he had in New Japan is because he's the son of Haku. Which, of course, Tama Tonga, who is one of the best wrestlers to ever follow on Twitter, has something to say about it. On his Tama's Island podcast, I believe I'm saying that correctly, he did address the situation to Tama Tonga. And he basically called Elgin a big dumbass and said the whole reason that you're not welcome back in New Japan is because he asked for more time at home with his son, and he couldn't do the schedule. So New Japan approved it and said, okay, you can go home and have more time with your son. We're not going to book you as much as we have, but we want you back, of course. And then they turn around, and a couple weeks later, he's on Impact Wrestling. So New Japan was like, I thought you said you needed more time with your son, but now you're doing a weekly wrestling show in the States. And that was the end of Michael Elgin in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's actually pretty hilarious. If you've never heard Tama Tonga's podcast, definitely check it out. It's hilarious to hear him kind of go into Michael Elgin. Again, I got no dog in this fight. I don't have much against Michael Elgin. I just don't hear too much about him. He doesn't seem like somebody that, a lot of people like in the wrestling industry or fans like because of, other things that have gone on in the past with him. So I don't know what Michael Elgin's going to do in the business anymore. I guess he could do his own thing as an indie, but that's not running right now. So he might be one of the people that are, unfortunately, might be blackballed from the entire industry at this point, which is kind of sad. With all the places you can still go, he managed to basically make himself unattractive to just about every Major League Professional Wrestling in the world except for Mexico. But that's it. That's this brief news break here on the Rant and Review, catching up on the world of pro wrestling. I will be doing some preview shows because the Royal Rumble is coming up next weekend. We got some big New Japan shows coming up next weekend. So throughout the rest of this week, I'm going to be doing preview shows for those events. We also have our WandaVision somewhere over here. One of these two places I'm pointing. There is a video of my review of WandaVision on Disney Plus, my latest watch-along reaction videos to the legendary anime Death Note, and a lot more coming up on the channel. So definitely check this stuff out. Click on these links, and of course subscribe to the channel, and check down in the description box. I got some free goodies there for you guys. Until then, I'll see you guys for more news, rumors, and commentary right here on the Rant and Review. Have a good day.